Hey everyone, welcome to Share a Squares tutorials. In this tutorial, we'll be crocheting the bobble stitch. So for this, I'm going to be using my 5mm hook along with this multicolored striped yarn. To make the bobble stitch, we need to start off by making a foundation chain. Ideally, it needs to be an even number of stitches, so 12, 14, 16 and so on. We will be making 20 slip stitches. To start off with my foundation chain, I'm going to cross my yarn to make a loop and insert my main yarn through it and pull it through the loop. For my slip stitches, I'm going to yarn over and pull it out of my loop. Yarn over, pull it out, and yarn over, pull it out. So this gives me a set of 3 foundation stitches. Pause the video and I'll meet you guys at the end. So this is how your foundation chain will look like after 20 slip stitches. Following your foundation chain, we're going to create a layer of half double crochets. For this, you're going to skip the 20th stitch that you've made and look at the space within your 19th stitch. For the half double crochet, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the 19th stitch space. Yarn over once more and pull it out. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook. To complete the half double crochet, you're going to yarn over and pull through all of the 3 loops on your hook. I'll show this again. Yarn over and insert your hook into the adjacent slip stitch. Yarn over and pull through. Again, we have 3 loops on the hook. So for the final step, yarn over and pull through all of the 3 loops. Pause the video and I'll meet you guys at the end. I have now completed my row 1 of half double crochets. The next thing we're going to do is create our layer of alternating single crochets and bobble stitches. To start your next layer, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. The first thing we're going to do is create 2 single crochets right here. So you're going to insert your hook into the space right here, just below the V right on top. Yarn over and pull through. This gives us 2 loops on our hook. So to complete it, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. Repeat this once more. Insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through. Yarn over once again and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. We're now going to start the bobble stitch. Now the bobble stitch resembles the double crochet stitch. It's just a series of double crochets that are created together to form a single stitch. For this, we're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the next space right here. Yarn over and pull through. This gives us a total of 1, 2, 3 loops on your hook. For the next step, you're going to yarn over and pull through 2 of these. Now at this point, we would have continued with the double crochet by doing yarn over and pulling through the last 2 loops on your hook. But for the bobble stitch, we're going to keep these 2 loops and continue making the half double crochet. So we're starting our next half double crochet. Yarn over, insert your hook and out. Yarn over, and as we did last time, pull through only 2 of these. So this gives us 1, 2, 3 loops on our hook. We need to get 6 loops of these. So repeat this a few more times. Yarn over, insert your hook into the space and out. Yarn over and pull through 2 of these. Yarn over, insert your hook into the space and out. Yarn over, pull through 2. So we have 5 loops on our hook and we need just 1 more. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space and out. Yarn over and pull through 2 of these. So this gives us a total of 6 loops in our hook, and it's now time to close the knot. For this, we're going to yarn over and we're going to pull this through all of the 6 loops on our hook, like so. To close the bobble stitch and to make it pop out more, what we're going to do is we're going to create a single stitch right on top and follow this by a single crochet in the next stitch. So insert your hook into the adjacent stitch next to your bobble stitch and create your single crochet. This is how your bobble stitch will look like after you've completed your single crochet. We now have to add 2 more single crochets before we start our next bobble stitch. I have made 1, so let's make 2 more. Insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through 2. We're going to go into the next stitch and out, yarn over, and pull through 2. We're now going to create our bobble stitch again. So as we did last time, yarn over, insert your hook into the next space, yarn over and pull out. This gives us 3 loops on our hook, so yarn over and only pull through these 2. Yarn over, insert your hook and come out, yarn over and pull through 2. We're going to keep repeating this until we have 6 loops on our hook like last time. So starting the next double crochet, we now have 4 loops in the hook. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same space and out, yarn over and pull through. We will now have to start our last double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook and out, yarn over and only pull through 2 of these. So this gives us a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 loops on your hook. To conclude your bobble stitch, you're going to yarn over and pull through all of these loops, and we're going to put a slip stitch on top. To make the bobble stitch puff out, we're going to create our single crochet right next to our bobble stitch in the adjacent one and create 2 more single crochets, following which we're going to create our bobble stitch. So now single crochets for 2 of these, and for our bobble stitch, we're going to yarn over, insert your hook and out, pull through 2. We're going to repeat this a few more times until we get the desired 6 loops on the hook. So right now I have 6 loops on my hook, so I'm going to close up my bobble stitch by yarn over and pulling through all of these, creating my slip stitch and creating my single crochet right next to it. We're going to create 2 more single crochets after this, so 1 and 2, and start our next bobble stitch. and 6. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of these 6 loops, create my slip stitch on top, and now for the next step, we're going to create not 3 but 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is how row 3 will look like after you're done with your layer. For row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn your work. For this part, we're going to create half double crochets like we started off with in row 2. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space, yarn over and out, and pull through all of these 3 loops. Yarn over, insert your hook into the space just beneath your V's, yarn over, pull through, and for the concluding part, yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, insert your hook and out, yarn over, pull through all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook and out, and we're going to yarn over and pull through all of these 3. Now for the bobble stitch, we're going to insert our half double crochet into the largest V right here. So this is the slip stitch that you created at the end. So yarn over, insert your hook into the bobble stitches slip stitch, yarn over and pull through, and yarn over, pull through all of these 3. Continue making your half double crochet layer all the way till the end. So now I'm done with my half double crochet layer. For the next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn your work. For this part, we're going to start off by creating 4 single crochets next to each other. So insert your hook into the space just beneath your V's, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through. Repeat this 3 more times. So I have created my 4 single crochets right here. For the next part, we're going to create the bobble stitch in the 5th V right here. So yarn over, insert your hook into the space just beneath that V stitch, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through only the 2 loops which are there on your hook. This gives you 2 loops left, and we're going to continue making our double crochets just like this until we have 6 loops on our hook. So I have finally created 6 loops for my hook, and to secure my bobble stitch, I'm going to yarn over and pull through all of these 6 loops and create the slip stitch on top. After this, I'm going to create my single crochet right next to my bobble stitch to make it pop out. For this part, we're going to again create 3 single crochets as we did. So this is my first one, which I've already made. So I have 2 more left. So 1 and 2. So between each of your bobble stitches, you're going to have 3 single crochets. I'm going to start my next bobble stitch right here. One, two, three, four, 5, and the last one. So again, yarn over and pull through all of these, create the slip stitch and the 3 single crochets following it. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. We're going to again create the bobble stitch. Until we have 6 loops on our hook. So yarn over and pull through all 6, yarn over, create the slip stitch and 3 single crochets in the following ones. For our last bobble stitch, you can see we have only 2 more slots left, and in these stitches we're going to create exactly 2 single crochets. Now I'll show you guys how this row ends. So this is my first single crochet and this is my second one. So on the outside, this is how our bobble stitch square is going to look like. We have alternate layers of the half double crochet, the bobble stitch layer, the half double crochet layer again, followed by a variation of the bobble stitch layer. Repeat this pattern again. The half double crochet, the bobble stitch layer starting off with 2 single crochets followed by a bobble stitch, 3 single crochets, repeat it all the way till the end, following which you will do 4 single crochets, then our row of half double crochets, and above that our bobble stitch variation where we have 4 single crochets to start off with, and the bobble stitch layers with 3 single crochets in between. So this is how your piece is going to look like after you finish the next set of 4 rows. I'll show you guys how the entire square will look like once you finish the last few rows of bobble stitches and half double crochets. So now I'm done with the next set of bobble crochets and single crochet layers, followed by the half double crochet layer. So as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bobble crochet layers, between which are my half double crochet layers. To end our square, we're going to create another layer of half double crochet just above your bobble stitches, a layer of single crochets and bobble crochets in the next layer, and finally end it up with the half double crochet layer. So now I'm done with my final layer of half double crochets. And so your square should look something like this. Now at this point, you could either create a slip stitch and completely fasten off like this, or you could create a border. Now sometimes the squares turn out to be slightly lopsided. As you can see, my square's border has kind of gone a little, it's gone offline. So in order to actually create a square-like appearance, we're going to create a border. So if your square looks something like this, we'll work on the border now. So if you're going to be creating the border for your square, what you're going to do is you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and start creating a layer of single crochets down all the way till here. So as you've done before, insert your hook into the space just below your V-stitch right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. Repeat this all the way till the end here. So now I've reached the last single crochet for this row, and at this point, at this corner stitch right here, we're not going to put 1 but 2 single crochets into the same space. So insert your hook into the last stitch of your row, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. We're going to repeat this again in the same space. So this is what is going to make your corners a lot sharper. Now we're going to continue creating the single crochet layer down all the way this side. Stop right here, put 2 single crochets into the same stitch at your corner. Repeat this all the way down this side as well. Do the same thing with this corner and come back to the beginning. So I'm now going to be completing the last side of my square. So at this point, you can actually tuck in the tail which we originally had when we started off with the foundation chain using these single crochets. So as you can see, as I'm doing my single crochet layer, the tail is actually getting hidden within that. We are now done with our final layer of single crochets. So I've put 2 single crochets in the last corner right here, and I did a slip stitch. So in order to cut it off your yarn, just put a slip stitch and